But at the same time, sometimes when they're anonymous, the people that are saying things speak a truth that they would not speak on hot mics.
True.
And so now this quote is now out. Your thoughts on this and maybe the fuel it might bring to Sam Leavitt as the season draws near.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can feel that way if you want to feel that way. It makes me think that it's someone who lost to Vandy in previous years because that's why they're hyping up Diego Pavia like that.
Right.
No way it was Jim Knowles. Because he didn't play Diego last year, not because it's the Tennessee. Alabama.
We are less than a minute into the show. You're already caping up for your newly minted defensive coordinator.
All right, maybe Alabama. I don't know. What do you think?
I honestly, I really don't know. And we'll kind of go through it, but I want to ask you if you think there's substance to what he's saying. Like if there's Patrick, I'll bring you in the fold here. Like, is there actual?
I mean,
do you agree with him more or less?
Here's the thing: there's two sides to the equation because Diego Pavia was the Heisman runner-up last year. So I mean, I think there are a lot of quarterbacks you'd rather play than Diego Pavia.
Yeah.
However, it almost does feel like this is coming from a sense where it's like, all right, this person really does not like Lane Kiffin and what has transpired at LSU. Yeah. And thinks that LSU might be a little bit overrated. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, but this almost has Will Muschamp written over him. Just because of the whole, like, hey, Steve Sarkisian has been very outspoken this year. He's been kind of subtly jabbing at his friend over there in Texas Tech, which, by the way, the logo has updated on ESPN, and it still looks so weird to me. Talking about the Texas Tech logo. The new logo.
Yeah.
It goes back to, go ahead and look it up. It just goes back to the whole thing of why in the world are we changing things just to change things?
I think a lot of times.
Absolutely hate it. It is so minimalist, and it's just like, you're doing too much. It looks like some random kid just
Why did they change their
because they just wanted to.
Wait.
Yeah, you're seeing this in real time, right?
It's so bad.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about
My dad is going to die. Dad, go look at this. What are they doing to your Red Raiders?
I think we talked about this, Gerhard, you and I, on like a show
they took the blackout.
last October.
Yes.
When it first came out, and we were like, all right, this looks terrible. And then it looks even worse now.
Yes.
Why did they take the blackout? That's like their whole thing.
No, you're going to have to go to Lubbock and
I grew up wearing red and black.
You're going to have to go to Lubbock and ask them what's going on there.
Do you remember like when, and I'm not making this a political thing, but do you remember like when Cracker Barrel had that thing where they were simplifying their and everybody
people
hated it, and then Cracker Barrel did the right thing, and they just went with the flow. I wonder if
Texas Tech
that was a year ago right now.
That's right. Yeah.
Hopefully
because
Texas
if you
Tech
remember, after week 1, people were making the Kalen DeBoer memes. Where the new logo is Kalen DeBoer in the red polo, and the old Cracker Barrel was Nick Saban in the red polo. I mean, goodness, what in the world? But yeah, it looks terrible. But
it's
for
bad.
some reason, I feel like this either has Will Muschamp written over it, or maybe Ole Miss. Like if there were 3 teams that I could see this being, it would be Texas, it would be Ole Miss, or Georgia.
What is this? It looks straight out of like an Etsy file.
Wait, is that an official one, or is that just
this is on their Twitter? This is the header of their Twitter.
It looks medieval times.
Wow, yeah, that
looks.
It looks like a birthday party.
I hope we're not about to get sued because of that.
I've always
wait. Can we get sued for that? I was just trying to show them what we're looking at.
I'll trademark. I'll go ahead and put the trademark over.
They can't see the new logo on digital.
I'll put the new trademark over it. You know, it's gonna be fine.
just making sure.
Okay.
But I do, every time somebody changes a logo, I think it's for one reason only, to sell merchandise. But to me, this is going the complete opposite direction. Like I would not buy this whatsoever.
No,
in fact, this would make me want to buy the old
Texas Tech.
Buy the old school. But no. But going back to the original point here on Sam Leavitt, I do feel like this is somebody who has a vendetta against Lane Kiffin, or a vendetta against
or they
LSU.
Really just think Sam Leavitt's not the quarterback that he's getting the hype to be.
True. I mean, and also he's saying this about Diego Pavia, who ended up winning a Heisman. So you could probably say that about a lot of guys who maybe aren't as talented as Diego Pavia.
I feel like some people are coming out of the gate saying, like, you know, Sam Leavitt is the real deal. He's going to take this LSU team really far this year. And maybe this anonymous source is just responding to that and saying, you know, like, He's an okay quarterback. I don't think he's going to do what Diego Pavia did at Vandy.
Right.
That's kind of how I read into it, and I would agree with that. I mean, I've been pretty vocal about the fact I don't think LSU is going to be the team that a lot of people think they're going to be this year.
So do you subscribe to, because Sam Leavitt is one of a few quarterbacks in the SEC that have played in a playoff game.
Yeah.
But are you on team that was more about Cam Scatterboo and Jordan Tyson, that Arizona State team that ended up making the college football playoff, more so than it was Sam Leavitt? Because I think that's been the knock on him.
I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's the quarterback to take over an organization and carry the team on his back.
But then the offseason moves feel so weird. Because it felt like Tennessee was going to offer him a Brinks truck, and then LSU offered 2 Brinks trucks, and then next thing you know, we're here because Heupel and Kiffin were fighting over this guy. Two guys that here's the thing.
I think they think he can come in and be a good quarterback for the team. I just don't know if his individual talent is like a Diego Pavia, a Cam Newton, like where you're carrying the team. Like, it's almost like he has to fit the system. He has to have the pieces around him for him to beat the guy.
And you're not the only one.
Kane Womack written on it?
That was a part of me.
Because
there was a part of me that thought about Kane.
They made Pavia look really bad last year.
Yeah.
And they were one of, I think, they were the only team that truly made him look bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, Texas made him look bad for most of the game, but then he ended up mounting a comeback. Iowa made him look bad, but obviously Iowa's not in the SEC. This might have some Kane Womack written on it. But you guys were talking about the Tyson and the Scatterboo. I am a firm believer that Sam Leavitt just looked good because of the pieces around him.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a look at that Mississippi State game last year. He was awful.
He was bad, yeah.
I think less than 100 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And the craziest stat of them all, guys, Cam Scatterboo has more touchdown passes in the college football playoff than Sam Leavitt does.
That's true.
I mean, that just goes to show you. Texas made him look really bad 2 years ago, and that Texas defense was pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's why I have my concerns about how well will he hold up against SEC opponents, specifically SEC defenses. I know he's got some good pieces around him, but, the question is he being written off too early? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's very fair to have doubts about this guy leading LSU.
Right. There's some people who I almost automatically trust your opinion, trust their opinion. When it comes to things like in the NBA, big men, if Akeem Olajuwon talks, I'll listen because that's one of the best big men ever. He knows about footwork and stuff like that. When Greg Maddux talks about pitchers, I listen. There's certain guys that you just give an automatic credit to. Lane Kiffin and Josh Heupel, when it comes to quarterbacks, are 2 people that I think highly of. I think highly of their opinion of quarterbacks, and those are the 2 guys that were most aggressive after this guy.
Yeah.
But according to this anonymous source, I'll give full context to the quote. He's not the talent level that a normal LSU quarterback would be. If they have success, it's going to be because they got him going in the system, to your point. He doesn't freak you out when you watch him, but he's dangerous at times. I'd rather play him than Diego Pavia. That's the full quote to give the context. So he's saying kind of what you were saying.
Quarterback,
good, serviceable,
in the right system,
but not not the full guy
this
all
just
the way
further
there.
proves my point that it might be Kane,
right?
Because Kane has been there for.
But I feel like that's the type of quarterback that Tennessee always looks for. Like, they're never looking for a guy that's going to carry the team on his back. They're looking for a guy who fits really well into the system and can make all the pieces work around him.
Plug and play kind of guy.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Interesting. Well, Lane Kiffin went hard after Sam Leavitt. He ended up getting his guy. He talked about the recruiting process.
Well, I just think our quarterback development's an easy thing to sell. How well people play in a short period of time with us. Not that they don't have to come and wait a year and learn. And him projected to miss spring a lot and not be fully cleared in spring, he really we kind of sold, well, hey, look what just at the last place, without a spring, what the quarterback was able to do. We brought in pieces around him. And so I think it's kind of an easy sell. And then you're playing it here, playing quarterback at LSU, which has been a pretty good move the last 10 years.
So our interns always do a good job of giving us stats, and it's hilarious because they gave us Diego Pavia stats compared to Sam Leavitt stats.
Okay,
and one is like, I can't even go through all Diego Pavia's. So first team All SEC, Heisman finalist. Then is the overall counting stats, just the pure numbers: 3,500 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns. He had more than 800 yards on the ground. 10 rushing touchdowns, all of that in 2025, not to mention what he did in 2024, beat Auburn a couple of times. Sam Leavitt, by the way, at Arizona State, 7 games, 60% completion, 1,600 yards. Then in 2024, Big 12 Freshman of the Year and all second team. All that to say is that Lane Kiffin, I think in a lot of people's minds, has the skills to I mean, last year he made his quarterback too.
Right.
A guy that was contending for the Heisman. I know he didn't go to New York, but had he played a full season, would have been contending for the Heisman.
Yeah.
I'm on this train of I will hold out doubt when it comes to Lane Kiffin, and I don't care how bad the talent level of his QB1 is.
And I see that, and I think the talent level of Sam Leavitt is pretty high. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that he needs to work well in the system with the pieces around him, and he just started doing that 2 days ago.
Right.
He didn't spend any of the spring with this team. That's where I question it a little bit with this LSU team, but we shall see.
I've had the theory throughout this entire offseason that Joe Judge was the mastermind behind all of the operations. And I think it'll really get put to the test this year. If Sam Leavitt is a dud, which that would make 2 duds in a row technically down there in LSU. I mean, we're going to find out pretty quickly that Joe Judge should be making some more money up there in Oxford. But I don't think
we'll see.
It would be crazy to think that there's going to be a ginormous drop-off at Ole Miss. I don't think it would be as crazy to think like, hey, maybe Sam Leavitt isn't truly the right guy because, I mean, they were this close to going to either Landon Clark or Hassan Longstreet as their QB1 this year. And it wasn't until Lane decided to be Lane. And, gotta love someone who's stubborn and just persistent and had to get the job done. Went up to Knoxville, stole your quarterback from you. Sorry, not sorry. And just make himself even more hated
than Knoxville. Brandon, did you see that spiral he threw yesterday?
Yeah, well,
that one spiral.
That one spiral. But
it's getting good, guys. QB battle's heating up.
but Too Deep has Georgia's QB1. I can't wait to talk about that later.
That will be interesting. That'll be interesting. Yeah. Final thoughts here.
Okay.
At the end of the season, will he be a top 3 quarterback?
Top 3?
Yeah. SEC, no.
Right. SEC. I'm gonna say no.
No, Patrick. Yes or no?
No. You're going to go Chambliss, you're going to go Manning, you're going to go Mateer. You might even go Stockton before him.
You might even go
You might even go Kamario Taylor before him.
Yeah.
Keelan Russell.
You're definitely going to go Marcel Reed. You might go
Marcel Reed.
I mean, he might not be top half of the SEC.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
If he's not healthy, he might be bottom 5.
Lenore Sellers, if things work out in South Carolina. Could be interesting. The third name, Patrick Walsh, is John Mateer. We'll head